So I'd like to share a story from my childhood. I was probably 15 or 16 years old, and I was out mowing lawns, as I did every Saturday. And I was coming home, and I was pushing the lawnmower up the street, and I felt this big gust of wind come up from the bottom of the street. It took me by surprise. It kind of blew me and my lawnmower off to the side. It was just a big gust of wind, and I kind of rolled the lawnmower onto the grass so it wouldn't roll away. And as I looked up, I saw this piece of sheet metal come above me, and it was probably the size of a car. And as I saw it, it just kept getting higher and higher, and about 15 feet, 20 feet up in the air, this big piece of sheet metal. And I was worried because it could come down on someone or something, and the wind gust stopped and it came down, and I heard it land on the other side of the street, and I ran over to see where it landed or made sure it didn't hit someone. I was running, and I saw a flame in the front of someone's car that was probably this big at the time, and then it just took off. It was the middle of July, the lawn hadn't been watered, and it took off. This whole front yard was engulfed in a few seconds. And I hurried and I grabbed a hose and started spraying and yelling at the homeowners to get out of the house before this flame kind of started making its way up towards the house. And long story short, they called 911, and I was spraying this just a little bit of water compared to how big this fire was. And the fire department got there, they sprayed it out, but what had happened was the sheet metal came and hit a power line, set a spark to the ground and lit the ground on fire. And it's not heroic and it's not meant to be, but the story I tell is to prove that I'm always alert and awake. I'm on time, and I need to be where I need to be at times when people need help. I think that's huge to an employer, that they have someone reliable that can help them problem solve and prepare and prevent. And that's what I make a goal every day when I go to work, that I'll be able to get my work done on time and efficiently, and prepare and prevent problems from happening. And over time, I'm able to learn and help people with their problems. And I think that's a very big strength as an employee and to an employer, that you have someone reliable. And Miller, the owner of the Jazz, he always said that showing up was the most important part, and I think that's totally true with every job in school, is showing up in your mind, emotionally and physically. And that's what I have to offer to the table. And so my call to action, I guess, would be, let me show you that I can do these things. Let me prove to you that I'm an asset to the company, and I'm an asset to you as an employer, to an employee, to an employer.